Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. I am on the way to work right now, and we're in a little bit of traffic, so I'll shoot a video. So here's something interesting, guys. I was doing my morning pondering. One of the cool things about driving, if you drive, you have a commute to work or whatever you're doing. It's great to not have the radio on, and just so you can be able to think and hear your own thoughts. It's really important. So here's a thought for the day: if they don't ask, don't give it. If they don't ask, don't give it. What do I mean by that? Depending on who you are, you may have the proclivity to always, when you come upon a new idea or something that can help someone else, you automatically astral vomit it out and literally just dump it all out on people, right? Have you ever had that where you're telling somebody something that can actually help them and they literally just check out? Like whether they'll start using their phone, they'll turn and start watching TV, they'll literally like get a glaze over their eyes, and you continuously tell them all these things that can help them in their life because they've complained about them or said something about them, but they literally check out. Literally. And they pretty much disregard everything you said and go back to doing what they've always been doing. And then on top of that, they continuously complain about it. If you've experienced this pattern before, I would suggest to you, because I'm learning this myself, if they don't ask for your opinion or your advice on something, don't give it. Why? First of all, it can save you the frustration, the time, and everything else from passing on a great idea to somebody who's not receptive of it. It's the equivalent of you have land, okay? But it's hard, rocky, untilled, fertile land or untilled land. It's not the land is not it's not ready to be sown seeds into, basically, right? Some people are just not ready to receive the good news. They're not ready to receive the seed. And I'm not, I've been like this and have till this day. I'm like this on certain topics as well. So what does this mean as well? This means it's like, I've been reading this book. It's called Codependency. So basically, in a nutshell, not an expert on codependency whatsoever, but it is the tendency to want to help everybody at the detriment of your own self. It's the tendency to, you basically attract people who you can help, who basically feed off of you. An example, I'm sure most people have been in a relationship where, or have had a reoccurring theme in their life in relationships where they continuously attract people who are like vampires, whether they have some type of addiction, some type of emotional addiction, maybe drugs, alcohol. They have something in their life, you got to fix it. Basically, you're the Mr. Fix-It person when it comes to relationships. Now, that may give you some sense of gratification. You think it does, but really it's basically, it's affecting you emotionally, vibrationally, everything. So for this morning, if they don't ask for advice, trust me on this, don't even give it. Just don't give it. And it's tough, man, especially like me. I'm a teacher, I'm an educator. I love spreading ideas. If I find something cool, like I run to people, who need help physically, health-wise, all the time. Or if I find something that they can use to basically train their own brain to get a result, and they complain about all the time, of course, why wouldn't you say something? You would think that'd be the nice thing to do. But the thing I've found is a pattern among some people is they really love living in their misery. They love it. They won't tell you that. And if you try to tell them that they do love it, they'll probably get pissed off at you, but they really love being miserable. It's like the story of the dog that's on the nail. This guy has a dog and it's on a nail, and a neighbor passes by, and the dog is howling and crying. And he's been doing this for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then the neighbor asks, why is the dog crying? He said, well, the owner said because he's on a nail. And he said, why doesn't it get off? He said, because it doesn't hurt him bad enough. It's the same thing with people. Until people sometimes experience ridiculous pain is when they start asking different questions, when they start seeking out results. I've done this a lot of times in my life. So the best thing you can do is to basically turn your eyes for something else, to basically just move on and not even help them. Trust me, because they'll be a lot more receptive when they start asking you questions, and then you can decide whether or not to tell them or not. But I find when people seek out answers for themselves as well as myself, they're more receptive, and they're more likely to take action on the advice that they've been given. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys, the situations, maybe some times when you have tried to give advice and people weren't receptive, or times when you did and they were. Let me know your thoughts. Have a great, productive day. Talk to you soon. Peace.